certain you are, and I think you're making a bloody nuisance of yourself.
Right, no, I'm just with the TV.
Oh, I see. All right. Sorry, I thought you were one of the
No, this is a Stop the City demonstration.
I know it is, yes.
Do you have anything to do? Do you know what's going on?
Only roughly speaking, yes.
How do you feel about it?
Unprintable.
Unprintable?
Yeah, that's right.
You wouldn't expand on that?
Well, simply that every time there's a political dispute, the poor innocent bystander, the public gets a black eye.
Yeah. Are you on your way into the stock exchange?
I am sorry, but I don't have any comment.
What's happening in the city today?
Nothing at all.
No? What's happening in the city today?
Nothing. I'll stop working.
Right. How do you feel about the protests being made here today?
Not a lot. It's the way you alienate the public.
Who alienates the public?
It's not.
I don't even know what it's all about.
Do you work in the city yourself?
I do, but as far as I'm concerned, I think really, well, anything really. These demonstrations are useless, really. You know.
Why do you think they're useless?
Well, something like this is really futile, really, compared with you know what's actually going on in the world. Okay, in years to come, every small gesture may actually do something towards something, but...
So do you feel that this is a pointless gesture?
I think if people did it more constructively, probably it's the far best way of doing it.
How do you think would be a better way of making a statement? Like, do you think that this is...
Well, I don't think the people that go into it are the people to really be talking about it. You know, if you had more moderate people, or by lots of things, moderate people to actually go and speak about the issues, probably.
I don't know what it's about, which is a bad start.
It's called Stop the City.
Well, I don't see what you're going to do to stop it, I'll say that.
Well,
I don't think this is going to stop it. I can't really believe that stopping the traffic and making the police horses jump up and down is really going to do much about it. I'm afraid...
Do you feel it's a futile gesture then?
I do, I'm afraid.
Why so?
I don't think it's succeeding in doing anything.
Go on, move.
Fuck you, Roddy! Go back!
Well, I'm here. I work in social services, okay? We have hospital, we can't give enough home helps, meals and wheels for the elderly. Every day I'm having to say no to people. We're overstretched, we've got a growing elderly population, they're wasting money on all sorts of irrelevant things like Trident, everything else like that. And with enough is enough. I'm here to protest against war, I don't care if I get arrested. I don't like violence, but the police will start it if they can. Because that's what they use. They'll be using the SPG before long. We've seen them. In fact, it comes to snatch squads. Here we go, come on everybody! Watch the SPG. Watch the SPG work today. So they'll use snatch squads.
Do you work in the city?
No.
You don't? Why are you here at the moment?
Well, I'm one of the protesters.
What do you feel about what's happening here today?
Well, I hope that things can be done and perhaps we can occupy a building this time.
Will you be trying to occupy a building?
That's just one of the possibilities. You can't say what.
And are there other people dressed like yourself here?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that that's a better tactic than doing it sort of blatantly like the other people are doing it?
Well, there's all sorts of tactics you can use.
I'm from an independent film crew. We're covering the demonstration today. Have the windows here been broken this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah? Who were they broken by?
for this lot.
Demonstrators?
Yeah. About 60 of them come down. They've done Barclays front door, they've done a Clydesdale, and they've done ours.
Yeah. What do you think they're hoping to what statement are they making?
You ask me.
What do you feel about it?
I think there's a minority that are just here for the violence, and a large portion here to demonstrate peacefully. But there's always a percentage of violent people around. It attracts sometimes the wrong people, and we just unfortunately had them go past here.
How does it feel like to be on the inside looking out?
Well, it's pretty terrible. We was actually down the road. It was pretty terrifying. So we went to the Barclays and they rushed out of there like. And we've been in a way like, terrible. Turned you up,
I think they're just frustrated people that got a lot of hang-ups, and it's the only way they can sort of get them out is to either demonstrate peacefully or some, totally go violent. I mean, I don't really know what statement, what they're trying to achieve really. I mean,
they're told it's a GLC day of action today. The buses were on strike yesterday, and they were on working today, so they could bring people in. So I mean, this just involves a lot of people are going to look at that as if it's just a GLC day of action, Yeah, but they're just making it bad for everybody.
Do you think what they're trying to say is valid?
Do I think so?
Yeah, green and common seems okay, that sort of thing, but there's no need to go smashing windows,
No, whether they're unemployed or not, and whether they feel so frustrated that we are actually employed and they are unemployed, that they're getting at us, I don't know. I haven't spoken to any of them really. No. But I can understand that, against the arms. I mean, a lot of people are against the arms. I mean, you do feel. How would I feel like if I was unemployed? I mean, we're here to earn a living, aren't we? I mean, we all got sort of certain opinions about things, but we also got to earn a living, haven't we, to live? I mean, and live with our consciences if that's the case. It's just really deep thing to go into.
Do you feel that you can live with your conscience?
No, we're not saying what they're doing is wrong, but there must be other ways of doing it. Must be other ways.
Can I live with my conscience? Well, I mean, if you've got a wife and a family to keep, I mean, you obviously think of them first. I mean, if they're starving and, you have to put things behind you. I mean, you don't always agree with things that are happening, but, it's a democratic country. I mean, you can, as these people are doing, they're protesting in the way they know how, but like I do, like I vote.
Let's get it down to basics. I mean, once you get married and have children, you've got no say in the matter. You've got other responsibilities, and you've got to go to work. You know what I mean? You just got to do it. I've seen people at Green and Column going across the picket lines there. They're not doing it because they want to, probably. It's just because there's probably no other jobs in the area, and they've got to get a living. It's as simple as that, If these people can change society so that we haven't got to work for these sort of people, great, But I have. I've got no way out of it, you know what I mean? I've got to have a house, they give me a cheap mortgage, so I'm in, It's as simple as that.
Survival, I think, a lot of it. It's just basic survival. I mean...
Yes, but if our survival is potentially threatened by the involvements of the companies.
I make a lot more effect. I think I make a lot more effect if they went down and spent their dull money on a Burton's Pinsight suit and come down here and sat down in the middle of the road.
How do you
think associate with them then?
I mean, do you think they wouldn't really affect the people, though, that are actually high enough to sort of make these decisions? I think they would just sit in their cosy little offices.
Yeah. Do you think they find it amusing, though, do you?
All they're doing now is just upsetting the working class.
Exactly,
really.
Nine, 10, 11, 12, Margaret Thatcher, go to hell!
I'm failing that. I feel like going home.
Hello, I wonder if you have anything to say about the demonstration that's happening here today.
Well, I find it very confusing as to what it is they're demonstrating about. There seem to be a large number of young people here. There's no indication by their banners as to what they're in favour of or what they're against. I believe and I find it somewhat confusing.
So you see this as being a futile protest, do you?
I would hesitate to say futile because it's basically up to people to do what they want, to say what they want, so long as they do it within the law. At the moment, these people appear to me to be acting legally. I don't agree with their views, but I'm sure they have a right to express them. I think that this is just a sign that they're trying to knock at the so-called establishment. I don't think that it's they're even being honest in what they're saying. As I said, I would feel much. Of course it is. I would feel much happier if they went and blockaded Plessis or something, which gets arms contracts overseas year after year. It's not far out of London. They could do it on a cheap day return.
I'm from an independent film crew. I wonder if you could tell me what statement is being made today.
Why I hear people here today is basically to show their physical presence against the unstoppable war machine and to prove that human beings are more powerful than tanks. Why is that? Well, because the financial institutions' involvement in the arms trade, the millions made by banks out of racist regimes in Namibia and South Africa, uranium mining and things like that. It's basically to do with the exploitation of humanity and also animals by the state. And I hope a lot more people come down.
We've just come along to give our support and solidarity for what everybody is trying to show here. There's a lot of people against the whole system that creates war, and people make we feel a lot of people make profits out of war by selling armaments, selling torture equipment, things like that. And
which is why it's centred on the city.
That's why,
yeah. Because it's where all the financial companies are based, all of which profit from the whole war machine.
We've been talking to a lot of people who work in the banks, and some of them are willing to talk about why we're here, and that's really the whole point. Is we can, unlike a demonstration or a formal march, you can just wander around and talk to people and hand out leaflets to the people who really have the power.
Having read this leaflet,
yeah,
what do you feel about the demonstrations happening today?
Well, quite frankly, I feel that the point that's being made is quite a radical point, but I'm not too sure whether the demonstration is going to affect anything.
What do you think a better way of going about it would be?
There isn't one. There's no alternative. I think this is the only method that's available. Mind you, I've got a lot of doubts about the morals of some of the people on the demonstration. As far as I can see, I mean, we've had a few demonstrations up here, and a few people seem to be turning up every time, regardless of the issue.
Which people?
Well, I think I recognise one or two people from the demonstration. When was it? Last year. I mean, if they actually stop the city, and manage to force some sort of issue on it, I mean, that's terrific. But I can't see them doing it with the support they have.
Do you feel that you could be of support to it?
Not without losing my job.
And you wouldn't be prepared to lose a job?
I mean, my job isn't of that much value to me, let's put it that way, but basically people in our sort of jobs are very reluctant to do anything which doesn't affect themselves anyway. I mean, it's just a way of life for these people in these offices. 9 till 5, as long as it doesn't affect them, to hell with whatever. They're not going to put themselves out, for anything unless it affects their family life or their home life or whatever. I think society, such as the one we're living in at the moment, is people say that in order to survive you've got to protect yourself, build up an arsenal of these horrific weapons. And I don't believe a society which has to rely on these weapons is worth saving in the bloody first place. It's a complete bloody contradiction in terms.
Right.
Especially when you get down to the nitty-gritty where you've got weapons which destroy people's sight, kill people with leaving buildings standing. Right. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I just can't understand how people can be like that.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
Basically to demonstrate against the arms trade and the way that the big financial companies, the finances of the world, sort of treat arms as more important than profits rather than people dying in the third world and things, feeding people.
Do you feel that the demonstration is being successful?
No, not really today.
How do you think it would be better?
The people dancing around more and dancing in between the policemen, it's a lot more effective. Did it up at Hayfield, it's a lot better. And like here, people just going around banging bricks through windows. And
how do you feel about the bricks through the windows?
I think it's pretty stupid, because like if there's someone sat behind the window and a brick goes through, they'll probably end up with no eyes and lacerated head and stuff. Yeah, I'd much rather try and persuade the people rather than bang bricks at them. Right. That won't achieve anything.
What could happen now that would begin to persuade the people, do you think?
Well, hopefully just try and persuade them, I suppose, and just try and get a lot of publicity for the thing, for what we're doing. Basically, I suppose, publicise it and get the facts, try and make people more aware of what's happening. It's like just television, all the media just says about the other side of it, the bank side and the government side. but let you know about, you know, the truth behind the fact that people are starving in the world and they're spending so much on weapons and stuff that it's only going to kill man anyway, and animals and everything.
quiet, but not hanging around here.
I've just come through the city and I've accepted a leaflet from one of the demonstrators in their Stop the City campaign. I support it because I think it is insidious, the way in which money is used for making weapons and all. But what I think is so sad is that there are one or two amongst a crowd of people demonstrating here who have been quite vicious in their attitude. I've seen a car, all right, it was a Rolls Royce, I'd love to have one, but they jumped on it and kicked the windows in. And I just can't see how that is going to help this case. It's a shame, it really is. It really is a shame.
Well, today is the day on which the City of London counts up its profits for the last, I believe, 6 months. And the point of us being here is to protest about the fact that so many of the multinational corporations make those profits by exploiting, say, the Third World or making use of the arms trade. And women as well, yeah. Women's labour. Yeah. There are also people here who are protesting about the profits made from the trade in animals that have been battery farmed or slaughtered, whatever.
Right. So, do you think that the demonstration so far has been successful?
Fairly. I mean, it's really difficult to say because it's not one big thing. It's like sort of things going on all over the place. I think the police have been really violent because it just doesn't seem really to be all that much hassle going on, and they're really overreacting.
Yeah. Right. The point of this is we're trying to create a carnival atmosphere.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be more like a carnival?
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah.
So, what do you think about what's happening here today?
Very good indeed.
It's all right.
Tremendous.
What about the car being turned over and the windows being smashed? What do you think about that?
Well, I haven't seen it. I mean, I've only heard about it. I wasn't there. I mean, when they've been with us, they've been very well behaved, apart from a couple of smoke bombs earlier on.
Do you think that's a sign of the time? Do you think demonstrations are going to become generally more like that? Or do you feel that they're going to be more like you?
Well, if you look at history, demonstrations are getting more peaceful, aren't they? I think in 1887 they called the army out and they shot 12 of them dead. I think of the riots of 1936, which caused the Public Order Act of 1936 to be passed, when it was at the end of the world. I mean, the demonstrations we get now, even Brixton and that, when you look at the miners, the colours, Black Sunday 1888, Black Friday, whatever, you know, that meant they were getting them killed.